Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. This is part 10 of our dexterity run through the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Real quick, we can get 2 levels. And I'm going to put both of them into mind, giving us another 10 FP. We can also get an upgrade here. But last time, we started out at the Shadow Keep main gate. We defeated the Golden Hippopotamus boss. We made it up to the storehouse first floor, then to the fourth. We met Sir Ansbach before getting to the fourth. Then we made it up to the seventh, meeting Redmane Freya. We got the castle watering hole leading us into Recluses River. And we got to the west rampart, which is going to lead us out into Rao Ruins. And in that last part, we got the aspects of the Crucible Thorns. We got the main Gauche dagger, which can be dual-wielded with thrusting swords. We got the Talisman of Lord's Bestowal. We got the Ash of War Swift Slash. We got Letta's Rune. The 2 rewards for siding with Hornsent against Letta in the Shadow Keep. We got the Domain of Dragons painting. We got the Dueling Shield. The Secret Rite Scroll. The Pearl Drake Talisman +3. 2 Revered Spirit Ashes. 3 Skidoo Tree Blessings, or Fragments. The Ash of War Wall of Sparks. The ability to craft Sunwarm Stones. An Iris of Grace, and I believe 2 hefty cracked pots. And here, we're just going to quickly make our way through this bridge. And you can ride Torrent on this bridge, which I did not know at the time. Like, in the first run, I didn't know that you could ride Torrent. I thought you had to do it on foot. And ow, 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 ow. Fire hurts. Well, not nearly as much as I thought it would, actually. Alright, yeah, that was way easier with Torrent. So, kinda feel a bit foolish for not knowing that you could ride Torrent. We got Saul's Hood and a Rain of Fire. Saul's Hood increases intelligence. That's what it does. It increases your intelligence stat by 2 points when you equip it. And then there's also the Rain of Fire incantation, which I heard got buffed, which I think is kind of funny for a spell that requires 52 points in a stat to be able to actually use. I feel like if something takes 52 faith, it should probably be pretty strong immediately. I don't think it should need a buff. Like, I don't think it should have been released underpowered, I guess is what I'm trying to say there. But here, I was gonna say we can go talk to Ansbach and Freya and go take on Mesmer. And as soon as I opened my mouth, I realized what that sounds like. And it sounds like something that isn't good for my health. Because while I am using the spears of his soldiers, that doesn't quite mean that I'm ready to take him on. So I'm just gonna move on. And in case you don't know, heading to the ruins of Unte, you can come over here and you can craft a hefty furnace pot, and you can wake him up with said hefty furnace pot. And that gets you the giant golden arc incantation. I got the stone sheath sword. I don't think this is where we got the stone sheath sword before. Yeah, this is not where we got the stone sheath sword before. That's where we turned the stone sheath sword into something very different. That's a bit strange. But anyways, revered spirit ash. Now we can leave. There's also a second furnace golem over there. And if you want to fight them, you can. In case you don't know, the furnace golems are like the DLC's version of the Erdtree avatars. Which you might think that's strange, considering there's a Skidoo avatar. But despite them both being made out of wood or some kind of other plantish material, and being weak to fire and being called an avatar, they don't serve the same function. Like, the furnace golems really are the Erdtree avatars of the DLC, in the sense that they are a recurring boss found in the open world, and defeating them gives you things for your wondrous physic. That's what they do. That's what they are, functionally speaking. And like right at the end of my initial run, we went through and took out all of them, like in a single part. That was rude. We can die. Yeah, one shot. Beautiful. Kind of strange that the Pata just didn't stun them. Maybe it will one-handed. Nope. Alright, so the Pata does not stun these fly enemies. That is interesting to note. Also, a problem I have with... Mind you, it's not a big problem, but... a small problem I have with a lot of the thrusting weapons, like spears and thrusting swords, is that on torrent, instead of slashing, they do a poke. And that makes it a lot harder to hit enemies while on torrent. And I don't know if it's all great spears or mostly just the mesmer. I'm going to assume all great spears, but they swipe instead of poking, which is good. I do appreciate that. This might kill us. It did not kill us. Thank you, game. And because we got the revered spirit ash over there, we can now get that. Now there's two ways to go. We can go that way south, or we can go north and then drop down. Also, there's a thing here. I don't know if we have any bows. We do. That's good. We can shoot that down. And that'll get us a bell bearing when we go down to grab it. Anyways, we can go south or we can go north. Over here there's a little cave. There's an item in there, but I don't remember what the item is. I just remember getting it and going, wow, that's not worth it, because it was used as a trap. Well, this one shot. No. Also, last time I mentioned the difference between Ice Spear and Spectral Lance, and that Ice Spear does more damage, and therefore is better. And that even though it takes more FP, it's only 6 more FP, and it does enough damage to make that 6 extra FP very much worth it. But a good thing about Spectral Lance is that it has, like, infinite range. Maybe not infinite. Come down here, coward. God, Jesus Christ. And I don't know how to deal with that one attack. Like, they pull out that one single attack, and I'm just dead. And so that enemy is kind of strange, because it's either I demolish them. Yeah, that thing stayed broken. Good. It's either I destroy them and they don't even stand a chance, or they pull out that one attack and destroy me and I don't even stand a chance. The duality of birds. Do I have... We have the +3 on that, so we can move to that. Yeah, Shard of Alexander. Meaning we can one-shot with Ice Spear. So hopefully that will let us take the birds out, even if they go into the sky. Yeah, Ice Spear, very powerful. However, it does have the problem of it has garbage range. I shall find my center under the cascading waters. Yeah, that's where the dry leaf set is. Here we can go this way. Yeah, and there's gonna be a skidoo tree fragment at the end of this. But yeah, Ice Spear is powerful and takes only a small amount of FP at 15. So it is nice, but it does have the one singular drawback of it has very low range. And that's the one big thing Spectral Lance has on it. Because Spectral Lance has pretty good range. You're probably not gonna snipe enemies the way you would with, like, Frenzied Burst. But that's more so because Spectral Lance has, like, an arc to it. Like, it curves through the air. Whereas Ice Spear goes in a straight line. Hello. But again, it doesn't have a lot of range. So if something is out of range for Ice Spear, and either it doesn't come closer to you or you can't get closer to it, Spectral Lance does have that niche. Hello, Rakshasa. Impressive. Huh. So... Nope. I was about to say... If you can... Oh, they did it. I was about to say, if you can hyper armor your way through an L1 of 2 different Great Spears, I'm going to be very impressed. I'm still gonna call nonsense on it, though. Yeah, the Great Katanas are good. I've actually been using the Great Katana. Like, I think the normal one on a different character. Like, just by myself continuing on the initial run character. And it's been really fun. It is very strong. I can't poise through Ma'am, please. Yeah, I can't poise through... Ma'am, please, you're being cringe. Anyways, as I was trying to say, I can't just poise through dual-wielded great spears the way she seemingly can. I also don't do nearly as much damage as she does, but still. Also, I know that I probably could have first tried her if I went in with more Skidoo blessings, and I actually tried, because right now I'm not really trying. Because right now I'm more so trying to learn the range and timings. Did you hear me doing that? Just absolutely annihilating my poor dodge button once I got hit by the first attack. Try it again. Yeah, I'm more so trying to learn the range and timings on the weapon than actually trying to beat the boss. Oh my God. I pressed the dodge button a little too late. I should have dodged a bit faster. Or a bit sooner, rather. Yeah, like I said, I'm more so trying to learn the timings of the weapons than trying to actually beat the boss. Because... Alright, I don't know what the game did there. Like, straight up, I have no idea. Don't do that. That's cringe. That's cringe. Methinks I found an input reader. Oh my God, I did. Like, I'm sorry, but you do not consistently jump every single time I go to do that attack. Like, there's no way my luck is that bad. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe my luck is that bad. Ma'am, please. Also, it's kind of happening again. A few parts ago, I got really confused because the one boss, Commander Gaius, I think his name is, was acting so strange. Like, he was acting completely illogically. And he was acting so different from what I saw in the first run. And I was just getting so confused. Because none of what he was doing was making any sense to me. And it was kind of happening here too. Yeah, see, what? She just went boing. And then she'll just jog even when she's like right next to me but not attack, and she'll just keep jogging. And like, it doesn't make any sense. Some of her actions are just completely illogical. 108k, Rakshasa's Great Katana, and SOTE. Great Katana. Where is that? Ah, here. I swear to God, my brain is melting. It's mostly a dexterity weapon, so we could use it. But, again, I feel like my brain is melting. I feel like I'm dying. And I don't think that there's any other explanation, because it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, she'll sprint, and she'll just be jogging towards me and jogging towards me and jogging towards me and jogging towards me. Even when she's within smacking range, when she's in clobbering range, when she's in giving me a left hook range, she'll still just jog forwards. Get out of here. But yeah, like, jogging forwards when she's already basically pressing herself against me, but still jogging forwards and not attacking. How she would jump but not attack. And she did that multiple times where she'd jump but not attack. And how every single time I did this attack, she would do her jump attack. Like, every single time. As I said, something just died and gave like 1,600 runes. I wonder what that's about. Yeah, like I said, just some of her actions were completely illogical. Also, yeah, one of the flies fell, which feels like a contradiction to their very existence, but who am I to tell them how they can and cannot exist? Curse blade, by the way. I know that I'm repeating myself, but again, it just... It feels like I'm dying. Because it doesn't make any sense. It feels like my brain is just imploding. Because it's like there was once a logic. There was once a consistency, a rationale to things. But suddenly that just went out the window. It's just no longer there. The logic that we used to be able to rely on is just gone. And how do you reconcile with that? I don't know how. Which is very sad, because I like when the world makes sense. But sometimes you'll fight a boss and they just jump and they don't attack, or they just jog at you and don't attack. And then life seems meaningless at that point. Because none of it makes no gosh darn sense. You're just a little tadpole in a wide existence that you don't have the ability to fully comprehend. Kind of makes me think that Bloodborne was right. They're giant death alien beings out in the universe, and if we see them, we lose our minds. And the more Elden Ring pulls out weird things like that seem like they just shouldn't happen, and yet they do, the more I feel like I glimpsed something I shouldn't have, and my brain just cannot comprehend. And so instead of trying to reassemble our brain, we're just gonna continue on. Because I know that there are two, not one, but two golden hippos down here. I'm gonna kill them. I think this is the first one. I know that we could summon Mimic here. I feel like that first attack should have hit us. And I feel like I should have been able to roll that second attack. Because I was pressing the roll button. But my character just went, rolling's for nerds. Alright. I was about to say, do they not give Scadutree fragments? I could have sworn they gave Scadutree fragments. They do, it just took a second. You there. The heavy assault unicorn. I don't know how to dodge that attack. Alright. Do you hear that? Because every time I get punched in the mouth, that's what I'm doing. But my character just decides not to roll. And I'm going to assume it's because I'm stuck in an animation. Like at the very tail end of an animation. But it feels like I shouldn't be. But every time I spam the dodge button like that, and then get punched in the mouth. Almost thought I was gonna die there. But every time that happens, I can't help but feel like some weapon classes should get a tiny buff to how fast they recover. 3,400 runes. But yeah, look, smack, and that's how fast I can roll out. And it feels like... Oh, those are bombs. But it feels like that should be fast enough to roll out of most attacks. But they still hit me. And I don't know how. Because it really feels like they shouldn't. And yet they do. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna head out. Because I love Darklight Catacombs. But I wanna save it for the next part. Or a later part, at least. I mean, Runeforge Lava Intake, Belurat Gaol, Starfall Past. I feel like we can do Belurat Gaol. Part of me kind of wants to do all three of the Ruin Forges as a single part. Part of me kind of wants to do all three jails as a single part. But I think that I'm going to... Okay. I think that I'm gonna save that idea for a later run. Because this run feels kind of cursed. Like, my initial run, which in theory should have been harder since it was my initial run and therefore I had less knowledge. I beat Rolana in, I think, 2 or 3 tries. And one of the attempts, Rolana was at like 1, maybe 2 hits away from death. So I got very close. But on this run, I had a much more difficult time on Rolana. And then Commander Guy was acting super strange and illogical, and it didn't make any sense. And then same with Rakshasa. She was acting super weird and doing things that didn't make sense. Like jumping without attacking and jogging towards me endlessly even though she was right next to me and not attacking. And so this run kind of feels cursed. especially in these last few parts, where there was Commander Gaius and Rakshasa. Not back to back, but pretty close to each other, relatively speaking. Yeah, that's him saying, please not the jar. Please anything but that. I'll be a saint, I swear. Implying that the jar is a torture method. Oh yeah. So the charge attack is a double poke and then like a downward slash poke. Pretty good. Okay. I don't remember if this is a normal jump or a run jump. It was a normal jump. Okay. Alright, so you're supposed to go this way. That's like the easy, obvious way. But you can also make that jump there. That was rude. Huh. So, using Ice Spear at point blank range can actually hit empty crackpot, but I can do like a melee hit. I didn't know that. Something you might not know is Spectral Lance is good. Is it as powerful as Ice Spear? Nope. But it's still pretty good. Look at that. They didn't even get a single attack. Beautiful. Also, Ice Spear isn't very good at vertical stuff. So if there's an enemy below you or above you, Ice Spear kind of struggles with that. So that was nearly a one-shot. Charge attack is a one-shot. I think I remember this. Really want to know what's over there with that massive jar. I really want to know what's over there with that massive jar and then the big jar there. Like, what's going on there? What's that all about? Oh, yeah. I was not looking forward. But yeah, this breaks under you. And I don't know if you can make it over there. I imagine that if you do manage to get far enough, there will probably just be an invisible wall. But I really want to know what that's about. I mean, I'm assuming that it's just like, kind of feel like that should have hit them, but anyways, I'm assuming that there's nothing to it, and it's just a visual thing to distract you from the fact that you're about to fall. But still. And yeah, taking out that enemy is a shortcut to this door. But also there's this section over here. No. Bad. They are gross. They are vile. They are to be stabbed to death. Cookbook 11, that gets us hefty freezing pots. That's pretty good, actually. Aha, you couldn't hit me because of the verticality. This place is a horror show. Hefty crackpot. The thing is, it's not even a horror show because of the, like, body horror. It's a horror show because there's so many tight corners that anything could pop out at any moment and you'll just not know until it's too late. Uh-oh. I feel like that should have hit us, but okay. Good, good, good. Also, I'm someone who likes to... There's a thing there. Can we drop down onto that? And if so, what would going down there get us? If anything. Oh. I didn't know that you could get over here. That's not terrifying news. I'm gonna move over to the ledge of safety. Yeah, jump over here. Do it. If you don't, you get spectral lanced. Alright, well, they fell. Alright, there's a chance that this could end in our deaths. We found a secret. Oh. We walked forward without actually moving. So I thought that there was an invisible wall, and it was just a massive troll. We can get over here. Great jar. Don't tell me. Oh my god, it is. I don't know why that's freaking out. Let's see. A great jar which fits comfortably over the head when upturned. Attire of the shamans who perform their worship at jails. Increases the power of thrown pots of all sizes. Ooh. They offer their prayers to the innards of the great jars such that they might be reborn one day into sainthood. This is the cycle of death and rebirth taken into the hands of mortal men. I'm wearing it. I'm going to assume that's everything there, by the way. Well, that's nice. All right, well, that's something I didn't find on the first run. Very happy with that. I assumed that... I looked at that and I went, there's nothing there. Just a little platform thing. So I'm assuming there's either an illusory wall there, an invisible floor there somewhere to get to somewhere else. Which I kind of doubt. Or it's just a troll and it's purely there for the player to jump down and then have no way to get back up. Just to kill the player. Which is kind of what I was expecting. Oh my... Did you hear that? That's what I was doing. But my character just went, nah. Rolling's for nerds. Which, I mean, I guess... props to my character, considering they hold to that consistently. He tried. My spear's good, though. You can kind of see its range there. Whereas Spectral Lance can go all the way to the wall. As you can see. Yeah, so Spectral Lance has way more range than Ice Spear. But, alright. I think we can end it here. So, in this part, we started... we started at the West Rampart and made our way to the Viaduct Minor Tower to get access to the ancient ruins of Rau, and we can go through there in a later part. And then we properly started at the Castle Watering Hole, made our way to the ruins of Onte, and to Recluses River, made our way down to the downstream, Fought Rakshasa, who was acting very strangely. We made it into the village of flies and got 2 golden hippos and took them out. And we got access to Darklight Catacombs, which we can do in a later part. And then we ended it off by heading to Belurat Gaol and going through this area. And when it comes to items, we got Saul's Hood, which increases your intelligence stat by 2 points when you equip it. We got the Rain of Fire incantation. We got the Giant Golden Arc incantation. We got the Stone Sheathed Sword at a very different location than we got it in the first run. We got the Dryleaf Seal. We got Rakshasa's Great Katana and Set. We got the Dryleaf Set. We got Moldmonger's Bell Bearing, which allows you to purchase fly mold. We got 1 or 2 Revered Spirit Ashes. I believe 2. We got the Flyman Ashes. We got 3 Skidoo Tree Fragments. 2 or 3. We got the ability to craft hefty freezing pots. We got 1 or 2 hefty cracked pots. I forget how many. We got the Great Jar, a headpiece that increases the power of thrown pots. And it looks pretty stupid, but still wearing it, so what can I say? And we got the Demi-Human Swordsman Yosh Spirit Ash. So, good progress today. Game is acting very weird this run. And I don't know why. And I mean, I've been playing on other characters, and nothing acts weird on the other characters. It's just this character that things act weird, so I think that this character is cursed. But despite this character having a lot of weird, probably paranormal experiences, we still made good progress today. I'm still pretty happy with that. Beat a bunch of bosses without needing Mimic Tear. We got a bit better at using Mesmer Soldier Spears, so happy with that. And, yeah.